With the boycotts and likely recession, it's time for us to do a sustainable sewing project. Remember, this class is brought to you for free in exchange for your comments and watching the entire video. This is a step-by-step guide on how to make cotton rounds for your skincare. And if you alter the pattern to rectangles, you can make reusable paper towels. For more details on the pattern and materials, join us during our live or join the Discord. After you've cut out your circles, place the right sides together. Pin or clip your materials so they don't slide around while you're sewing. For this project, our seam allowance is 1/4 inch. You can hand sew that seam or you can use the sewing machine. If it's easier, mark your seam line with tailor's chalk or fabric markers. Align the edge of your fabric with the 1/4 inch marker. You're going to use that as a guide to keep the exact measurement all the way around the circle. I start with my needle down and then back stitch at the beginning. My machine, there's a button that says reverse. Sewing circles is challenging, so take your time. I definitely don't want you to sew through your fingers, so be very careful. In order to go around the curve, occasionally you're going to want to pivot your fabric. To do this, make sure your needle is in the down position, lift your presser foot, pivot your fabric, lower the presser foot, and then keep sewing that curve. I had to do that several times during this project. I'll give you more detailed instructions about that during our live. Sewing that curve until you're about 1.5 inches away from the beginning stitch. You need an opening in order to flip this inside out, so make sure you leave space. Once you're 1.5 inches away from the starting stitch, remember to do a back stitch and then you can remove the fabric from the sewing machine. Flip those thread tails, and this next step is optional. Clip tiny triangles all the way around your circle, making sure to not clip through the stitches you just made. This step allows your cotton round to be flatter when you flip it inside out. It's optional, but it's also a great skill to learn. Now find the opening and flip this inside out. Use your finger to help shape it so it has a nice circle. Since we still have that opening, this is what it should look like. Now tuck in the remaining edges and pin them. Remember, our seam allowance is 1/4 inch. This next part requires you to get your needle and thread because we are going to do a ladder stitch to close up that opening. I'll post a separate video on how to do a ladder stitch, but you're also welcome to come to the live class where we do this together. Some people stop here, so feel free to do so, but I'm going to press and top stitch the round so it maintains that nice shape. You can do this by machine or you can use a running stitch if you want to do it by hand. I recommend sewing at 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch for this top stitch. Give it another press with your iron and that is it. You no longer need to buy cotton pads or cotton rounds anymore.